Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word. Today we're continuing our journey through the book of Mark. We're going to be in Mark chapter 8, and we're going to be doing Mark 8, verses 34 through 38. I'm actually going to be dividing this up into 4 sections because this is, to me, it's a concentrated, these are concentrated sayings that Jesus said. And I think we need to break them down. It's just a short passage, but it's so much that it's concentrated. So I think we need to break it down. Let me show you what I mean when I say concentrated. I like Coke. I like Chick-fil-A Coke. Well, any Coke really, but so I like Coke. However, I don't prefer to have the Coke syrup that they mix with their carbonated water and so forth. I don't want that because it's the concentrate. So don't give me the syrup. That's too strong. Okay, and it doesn't taste good. It needs to be broken out, spread out. Okay. Also, I have when we do mold remediation, we do sanitization. We have concentrate chemicals. This particular one is called Shockwave, and it's manufactured. And I buy these by the case of gallons. And they're not ready to use. You only use about 2 ounces per gallon. So it goes a long way. So if you were to take this, if I had a worker and he just took and used that straight without mixing it, I'd freak out because it's just really expensive that way to do that. And it's really, really poison. It's a poison anyway, but it's a really strong poison when you have it concentrated like that. So it needs to be broken down. It needs to be mixed with about a gallon of water. 1 gallon of water for every 2 ounces. Okay, 2 ounces is only a little bit. So that's a concentrate. And these 4 verses are concentrated. I think we need to spend like 4 days just to break them down. And so that's what we're going to do here. So I'm going to read Mark 8:34 through 38. It says this. If you have your Bibles, go ahead and get them. Mark 8:34 through 38. It says, "Then he called the crowd to him along with his disciples and said, 'Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me and for the gospel will save it. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul? If anyone is ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, and the Son of Man will be ashamed of them when he comes in his Father's glory with his holy angels.'" So 4 sections. I'm just going to give you the 4 parts. The first thing is to take up your cross and follow me. The second one is, which we'll cover tomorrow, whoever desires to save his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for God's sake will save it. And then the third day, number 3, is what will it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his own soul? And then the 4th day is whoever is ashamed of me, I will be ashamed of him. So let's concentrate today, though, on verse 34. That one section it says, and it really would be good to memorize this verse. "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me." Okay? So, let me get my notes here. The thing you have to ask yourself is this. The first question is, do you want to be a disciple of Christ, of Jesus Christ? And so if you don't, then this doesn't apply to you. You can just go on living your life for yourself, being self-centered and so forth, and live life whatever way you want to, okay? But if you want to be a disciple of Jesus, then these are things that need to happen, okay? So then 3 things are required, and I'm going to go over those 3 things today, and that's just taken from verse 34. The 3 things that are required if you want to be a disciple of Jesus, okay? The first thing is this. You must deny yourself, all right? So if you deny yourself, you're living for God and not for yourself, all right? You don't promote yourself, you're promoting God. Okay, you're not going, "Hey, look what I did." You're saying, "Look what God did through me." All right? And then if you're denying yourself, you're also saying, "How can I please God rather than please myself?" the things I do, whatever I do tonight, am I going to go, oh, what can I do to please myself? Or what can I do that would please God? Okay? That's the first thing, if we're going to be a disciple of Jesus, deny yourself. The second thing is take up your cross. Oh no, take up your cross. So crucifixion, this is take up your cross, back in that day was death. It really was death. That's all it was for. And Jesus didn't mean carrying a cross. What would happen back then is this. You would, if you were to be crucified, which was their way of execution, and it was a very cruel way to do it, but they did it to make an example. And so let's say you're a thief and you knew you had a buddy that got crucified. You saw him get crucified. That might transform you and go, I just saw the way he was executed. I don't want that to happen to me. So that might rehabilitate you and go, I'm not going to be a thief anymore. So they would have a piece that would go up and down, and then they would have a piece like this. Let me get it here. Whoa, this sucker's heavy. I don't know if you can see that big old piece. It's long, and you would carry this. This is the cross piece. Okay, that's the cross piece, and you would be carrying it like here on the shoulders, up like this. And so that's what Jesus means when he says, take up your cross. And so when you were crucified, you'd be at the holding area, and then they would take you and lead you out to a public road. And they did this on the public road. You weren't executed in a remote location where no one saw you. You were executed along the road, okay? They strung you up. They put nails in your hands similar to this, okay? Put nails usually right here, okay? They executed you by that, hanging you there. And then you carried that cross piece with you out on that road. And so you're carrying your own cross to your own death, okay? Kind of like digging your own grave. But you carried that piece with you, and then they took that and put it on the up and down piece. They nailed it there. And then you were left there sometimes for days while you died, and it was a very public thing. And they made you naked also. So it was an example. They would make an example of you and crucify you that way. And so Jesus was saying, take up your cross and follow me. Now, he wasn't meaning literally, walk around with a cross. We see guys like that. I haven't seen them in a few years. When I was in Guatemala a few years ago, I saw some guys walking around carrying a cross. It was more to get your attention so they could tell you about Jesus. But so that was when taking up your cross. The cross was only used for execution. Okay. Today we've sanitized it, and we've really kind of taken away the meaning of it by having it be on our jewelry and all kinds of other things that we've done, and superstars have it because it's neat artwork or whatever, and so we've sanitized it. But in that day and age, the cross was only a symbol of dying, okay, and it was only a symbol of execution. And Jesus was saying, you need to die to yourself. All right, so that's what the cross, when he said, take up your cross and follow me, he was saying, die to yourself. Okay, no more of yourself. You're looking for my desires. So the first thing was to deny yourself. The second thing is to take up your cross. Okay, and those two tie together. All right. Then the third thing is to follow me. Okay, so Jesus said, follow me. It's not enough for me just to die to myself. All right. If I die to myself, I don't have anything to live for. I'm going to be living for something. So I'm either going to be living for myself or something or someone, okay? And Jesus is saying, you deny yourself, but then live for me. Follow me, okay? And Jesus is saying we must now follow Jesus after dying to ourselves. So those are the three things in the section. And let me reread that verse. It says, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves, take up their cross, and follow me. Those three things, Jesus is saying, if you want to be a disciple. So if you want to be a disciple, do those three things. If you don't want to be a disciple, then live for yourself. So anyway, that's the word for today. I pray that Lord would continue to guide you and bless you and walk with you daily. And we will walk with you tomorrow and teach through the book of Mark here tomorrow. We'll see you then. Lord's blessing.